You know what's funny? We've been saying check yourself before you wreck yourself. Almost our whole lives, really. We laugh, we quote it, we throw it at somebody else. But have you ever stopped and asked, what if that wasn't just a lyric? What if it was actually a set of instructions? Hey, I'm Amanda, and this is WellExpressed, where we're learning to observe ourselves before we express ourselves. Because clarity isn't just about the communication. It's about understanding what's happening inside you before you even open your mouth. And that's exactly what check yourself is. When I hear that phrase, I don't hear criticism anymore. I hear an invitation. Pause, notice, investigate before you keep going. Y'all know where this phrase actually comes from, right? Ice Cube, 1992. Check yourself. And in that song, it was a warning. Check yourself or face real consequences. Somewhere along the line, the culture took the warning and turned it into something bigger. Not just watch your back on the street. Watch your back with yourself. The culture evolved a survival instruction into emotional wisdom. And nobody ever wrote the manual for how to actually do it. That's what we're doing today. Because here's what I've learned. Most of us don't wreck our relationships in one big moment. We wreck them one unchecked reaction at a time. One assumption. One defensive response. One text sent too fast. One conversation we never slowed down enough to understand. And before long, we're calling it a pattern. But what if it wasn't the situation repeating? What if it was the same version of you showing up every time? See, your brain loves familiarity, and you've practiced reacting the same way long enough. It becomes the default, not because it's the best response, because it's the most familiar. Let me paint you a picture. Somebody says something in a tone that reminds you of something else. A parent, an ex, a boss who never respected you. And before you even register what they actually said, your body's already responded to what it used to mean. Chest tight, jaw set, you're not even in the room anymore. You're back in the old one, reacting to the old thing, wearing a new person's face on it. That's not you being dramatic. That's your nervous system already doing exactly what it was trained to do. Protect you from something that already happened, using the only reference that it's got, memory. The problem isn't that your brain does this. The problem is nobody ever taught you to notice when it's happening. So checking yourself isn't about judging yourself. It's about interrupting the autopilot. And if you don't interrupt it, the wreck isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just distance. People slowly stop bringing things to you because they never know which version of you is going to answer. Sometimes it's opportunities, the promotion, the relationship, the friendship, quietly closing because the pattern got there first and nobody got to see who you actually were underneath it. That's because the real cost of skipping the check, not one dramatic explosion, a slow erosion of the things you actually wanted. That's where the 5W check comes in. Remember the 5 W's from grade school? Who, what, when, where, and why? You learned them to investigate stories. I just want you to start using them to investigate yourself. Who showed up in me? Who was I trying to protect, please, or impress? What actually happened? Not the story, but the facts. When have I felt this before? If it has history, it's probably a pattern. Where do I feel it? My chest, my throat, my stomach. Where did I lose my voice? Finally, why am I choosing this response? Not why they did what they did. Why am I doing what I'm doing? See the difference? You're not gathering evidence against someone else. You're gathering the evidence about yourself. That's the check. And every time you do it, you interrupt the wreck. And here's the part I want you to really sit with. The check doesn't just stop the wreck. It gives you back a choice you didn't know you had. Because right now, without the check, you're not really choosing your reactions. You're inheriting them from the old version of you, from whoever taught you that reacting fast was safer than pausing. Every time you check yourself, you're not just avoiding a mistake. You're proving to yourself that you can get to decide who shows up, not the pattern, you. So here's what I want you to do this week. The next time you feel yourself getting ready to react, don't fix it. Don't judge it. Just say, let me check myself. That one sentence creates enough space for different outcomes. Maybe that's what somebody was trying to teach us all along. Maybe check yourself before you wreck yourself was never just a warning. It was wisdom. If you want the 5W check, the body map, and everything that goes along with it, it's free in my bio. I'm Amanda. This is WellExpressed. Remember to observe before you express, because clarity is power. See you next Friday.